Hey everybody, welcome back. Stonebroke Adventure. Today we're going to bring you an up-close look and do an install on the Garvee 12,000 BTU mini split system. So let's get right into it. We have links down below in the description for the pump, for the manifold gauges that you'll need, the little adapters, and this air conditioner so you can DIY this for yourself. You purchase your mini split. There are a couple options. If you want the Wi-Fi, make sure you purchase the mini split with the Wi-Fi. This one does not have Wi-Fi capability. If you look here on the inside unit, it's going to come with your template. Do not throw this template away. You're going to need the template. It's going to come with your condensate drain hose. We're going to have your indoor power supply and communication cable here. This attaches to the inside unit and the outside unit. I just looked at the instructions on this unit. Very detailed instructions. Really easy to read. A lot of information in here. Good instructions. We have the actual indoor head unit. This is what's going to hang on the wall inside your house. We have a decorative escutcheon, and it comes with some sealant putty. We also have our UV tape. This is what you're going to bundle your line sets and your communication cable with. You want to keep everything nice and tight, and that's what this is for. Your remote control, and it actually comes with batteries. Now, if we look over here, this is our outdoor unit, right? 22 SEER, 12,000 BTU. The outside unit is going to come with your power cable. This is the 115 volt model. It's going to come with your suction line set and your liquid line set. We're going to do a complete install on the mock-up wall, give you a real good idea how easy it is to install a mini split. Okay, step one, we're going to want to use our template. We want to center up, get our elevations, make sure that we have our proper clearances, which are laid out on the template. And I like to use a center punch to mark my points. I get to mark a point here. That's for my penetration. I'm going to be going through on that side. Mark a screw hole here. Mark a screw hole here. Next step, we have our mark for our penetration to go through the wall. And we want to come down at an angle with the saw. Once we get through the interior wall, I like to run a center hole, a guide hole, through the outside wall. Our center guide hole from the outside. We are outside the building now. Let's go ahead and prepare the inside head unit. Depending on which side you're going to be coming out, what penetration side you're going to be coming out, you're going to want to configure this correctly. Right now, we have to move our condensate line. There's a little clip on this side. We can actually pull that, and we can install it right over here. And then we can grab this line set, and we'll pull this line set nice and easy. Pull it up so it comes directly out the back of the unit. Really configurable depending on your situation. You can come out on this side. You can come straight out the back through the penetration in the wall. You can come out on this side through the wall. So a lot to work with here. And hang the hanging bracket. One thing I noticed on this system is that it actually has a bubble level, so you can have that inside head unit perfectly level. Make sure you use the proper fasteners and mollies depending on your wall. We have our unit configured the way we want. We have our condensate and our line sets coming out on this side. What we need to do is remove this cover plate so we can install our communication and power cable. We've run our cable through, and if you see here, everything is numbered and color coded. You look there on the shrink wrap, that would be number 1, that's number 3, number 2 right here. And that corresponds with our terminal block 1, 2, and 3. And this even tells you that number 3 is the signal cable. Nice attention to detail there. And we have our ground. All right, we got everything kind of loosely bundled up here. We have our communication cable hooked up. This is where you might need 2 people to help guide everything through the hole from the outside. Let's go ahead and hang this on the wall. All right, we're gonna get right up here. All right, everything is snapped into place. Looks good, nice and level. So now we can go outside and finish up. You can see our outside unit is set in place, and we have our line sets coming through the wall with our condensate line and our communication cable. The indoor unit is pre-charged with nitrogen to keep it dry, so we're gonna wanna remove these caps and release that nitrogen. Go ahead and install our escutcheon, do our penetration. Nice decorative escutcheon, just kind of tightens everything up. Now we can release the nitrogen pressure. You may need a wrench to do this. Don't twist your copper line. Be careful, this is under high pressure, so release it slowly and stay clear. If you can hear that, the gas is releasing. That proves that there are no leaks on the inside unit. Go ahead and hook up the line sets. They do have these flare fittings, so you're going to want to torque those down to the proper torque specs. Don't over tighten them or the flare will split. And of course, if they're too loose, it's going to leak. Wiggle it around a little bit, get it snug, and then we'll come back and torque it. We do not want any dirt or moisture inside of these lines, so just be real careful. Keep the other end capped while we screw these on. Now we want to bundle these together, use our tape. This tape serves a few purposes. It's a UV protectant for the outer insulation, but it's also a vapor barrier for our line set. So make sure everything's nice and insulated with the insulation, and then we're going to wrap our tape and bundle everything nicely together. Don't want any gaps or cracks in the insulation. We can bundle everything together. Let's go ahead and install our condensate extension tube. And at this point, if you're putting in line set covers, this is where you would want to install your line set covers, and slowly and gently bend everything down and run it into the line set cover. Now we're going to go ahead and hook the line sets to the outside unit. Right, just form these. You do not want to kink this, so take your time. Get everything looking nice and neat. If you're not running line set covers, you're going to want to cover this with that tape all the way down to the bottom. If we look in real close here, we can see we've attached the flare fitting onto our service valves. Now we're gonna go ahead and torque those down. Okay, now it's time to hook up the vacuum and start pulling a vacuum on this. That's gonna get all the moisture out of the lines. Get it ready. You can see here how we have it set up. We have our line coming out of the vacuum to the center of the manifold, and then we have our low pressure line, which is gonna hook into the low pressure service port. Mini splits only have one port. That's all you have to worry about. I like to start off with the gauges closed. We're gonna turn the vacuum pump on. We started, and then as we start to open the valve, you can hear the change. There we go, we're starting to pull a vacuum on this unit now. And we're gonna let that run for at least 15 minutes, but I like to let it run for a half an hour, 45 minutes. That's gonna give us plenty of time to get all the lines set, straightened up, get the rest of our electrical hooked up. Let's look at the attention to detail on this Garvee unit. They actually put ferrules on the end of the main power wire coming in. That's what would hook up to your disconnect box. I haven't seen that before. That's a really nice detail. All right, while everything's pumping down, we need to wire up the outside unit. Remember, everything is numbered. And look, another fine detail from Garvee, right? Water-resistant rubber grommets on the pass-through through the electrical cover. All right, we've got it all wired up. We've got our nice little retainer clamps right here. 1, 2, 3, signal, line, neutral, ground. Run through our cover. Let's get everything together. Hold this down into a nice deep vacuum. It's been running for about 25 minutes. While we got everything else kind of tightened up, let's go ahead and shut our valve to isolate the unit. At this point, we can go ahead and turn the vacuum pump off. Let's go ahead and disconnect the vacuum pump. And we're gonna keep an eye on that gauge and make sure that that holds that vacuum for, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes, just to make sure we don't have any leaks in the system. Okay, we've held a vacuum for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, so we know we don't have any leaks. We have our metric Allen key here. We're gonna go ahead and release the gas. I'm gonna turn this counterclockwise and you'll hear the gas release into the system. Refrigerant just went into the system. And we can do the same here with the liquid line. You can see here, our pressures have risen because the system is completely charged now. We can go ahead and put our caps back on. So we've essentially completed the install. All we would need to do now is fasten the outside unit, put some little rubber isolators under there if you want to. But I think it's time now. We got this thing powered up. We're gonna go ahead and turn the unit on the inside. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Right now we're in auto mode. We have auto, cool, dry, and heat. Let's just go ahead and put it in cool mode. Let's go to 67 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and turn that fan to high speed. Let's go ahead and put it in swing mode. You can see here, it's gonna swing. Really nice, intuitive remote control. A lot of features, a lot of options on that. We have a sleep timer. We do have dehumidification. It is a heat pump, so it does have the heat mode. It does have auto mode where it'll switch over between heat and cool, just depending on the temperature. So you set it and forget it. Real quiet. You can hardly hear the outside unit running. Let's turn it around and take a look at the outside unit. Listen how quiet that outside unit is running. It is inverter driven, and that fan mode will ramp up and ramp down depending on the heat load and the required set temperature. If you don't need that fan running, it'll ramp all the way down just to save energy, and that's where you get that 22 SEER from. But really nice unit. We like how it's set up. We like how it looks. We're actually really happy with all the little attentions to detail. Super impressed with it. So that's the Garvee 12,000 BTU mini split. So from Stonebrook Adventure, until next time. Bloop.